What's up, Giant Slayers? Brandon here from David vs. Goliath BJJ. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing 3 drills that are worth every second of your time, so if you want to learn, then keep on watching. Alright guys, so the first drill I'm going to be covering today is an arm drag. Every drill or move has an underlying movement, and so before I go ahead and demonstrate an arm drag on my buddy Tim here, I'm going to go ahead and go over the solo drill so that way you guys can understand the mechanics behind the arm drag. Okay, so I'm going to be starting off in a butterfly guard position here with my feet tucked in right in front of me just like so. And I'm going to pretend I'm getting an over tie on my opponent's wrist. And I'm going to reach across for the elbow. Okay, so this looks like an arm drag where my arm comes across and grabs my opponent's arm. So if it's my right arm, I'm grabbing his right arm here. Okay, next I'm going to extend out my left foot. And I'm looking to plant my heel on the mat here. And I'm going to reach out with my hand as far as I can. Okay, so again, starting from neutral position here, reaching up for the arm, okay, extending my hand and foot, and my goal right here, my left foot and my left hand are on the mat. I'm looking to get my right butt cheek to where my left foot is. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and drag and end up here. When you first start off doing this, it's going to be a little bit difficult to create that movement. So the way that I'm getting that distance, I'm covering that distance, is I'm digging my heel off the mat and I'm using that to kind of pull my butt. So when you're first starting off with this, don't worry if you don't get as much distance, but you want to build up to that. Try to get to a point where you're relying on your body moving instead of you pulling your opponent. Okay, especially if I'm facing a big guy like Tim, I'm going to have a hard time pulling his arm across my body because he's a lot bigger and stronger than me. So I want to make sure that I'm moving my body. Okay, so once again. Alright guys, so when it comes to facing bigger guys, I notice a lot of big guys like to pass from 2 knees. So we're going to start from this position. I'm in a seated butterfly guard here. For demonstration purposes for this drill, I'm going to have Tim keep his arms out like this. A lot of big guys are looking to tie up with you by grabbing your collar or a collar tie or even grabbing your leg. So for this drill, we're going to start off here. And the same thing, just like the solo drill, I'm going to start off with an over tie, grabbing Tim's wrist here. Okay, next I'm going to reach across and I'm looking to capture his tricep area above the bend of his elbow. Okay, so his elbow's right here, looking to grab above his elbow. Okay, so again, starting from the beginning, over tie, elbow grab here. Okay, from here I'm going to extend my left foot, digging off the mat with my heel and extending my left hand. And since Tim's a big guy, I want to rely on myself moving and not me moving Tim. Okay, so if I just try to pull him and he's super strong, I'm not going to be able to pull him anywhere. This guy's too big and strong, so I want to focus on moving my body. Okay, so I'm going to reach out as far as I can. I'm aiming to get, again, my right butt cheek where my left heel is here. Okay, then I'm going to come up and take the back. Okay, so one more time, you guys. Starting off with my over tie, reaching across here, grabbing the tricep. Okay, so notice when I get this over tie, I'm focusing on punching Tim's hand underneath my armpit, okay, and pulling his arm across my center line. Okay, so anytime Tim's arms start to cross my center line, that's a easy way to start to take the back. Okay, so one more time. His hands are up here. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, once I land in this spot here, okay, I'm looking to come up to my knee, okay, or my foot here since Tim's a big guy. Put in my other hook and get my seatbelt on either side. Little bonus tip here, you guys. After you get the over tie, instead of punching your partner's wrist underneath your armpit, okay, little trick here, okay, is I can actually punch his wrist underneath my leg. Okay, so as I go for my arm drag here, notice how Tim, his right shoulder is going to collapse, almost like he's hitting a speed bump and he's tripping. Okay, so I'm shoving his wrist underneath my leg here. So as I go to drag, notice how Tim's shoulder collapses forward because his hand is stuck underneath my leg. Okay, so last time, over tie, reaching across, again, punching that arm either under my armpit, or if you guys like that second variation, underneath your leg. Okay, reaching out, and again, focusing, again, on moving my body, not relying on my strength to pull him. Okay. Alright guys, so the next move I'm going to be showing, or the next drill, is a top spin. Okay, so this one is really good for changing sides on your opponent when you're playing the top game. Your opponent has a really good guard, you're looking to change from side to side when your opponent goes to belly out. And so to demonstrate this one, I'm just going to start off on a seated position here, just like you would if you're sitting top closed guard here. I'm going to take a lunge forward. Okay, now all I'm going to do is I'm going to do a big drop step here, and I'm going to get to this position where I'm sitting in an S. This is an excellent drill for the little guy on top to kind of avoid when your partner on the bottom bellies out. A lot of big guys have a really strong belly out, so I want to anticipate that, and I want to try and transition to the back. So Tim's going to be lying down for this one. Okay, starting off in side control here. When you guys drill this move, if you're the top person, you guys don't have to hold it tight. Okay, so I'm just going to hold a really loose side control here, just kind of planting my hands next to his head and his hip. Okay, bottom person has to play a role in this too. He's going to dig for his underhook. Okay, and as he starts to shrimp out, okay, notice how he's giving his back. Okay, so his back is exposed right here. Okay, so I want to T-Rex my arms. One hand on the hip here, my other hand kind of bracing on his neck, just to slow down his progress from coming up into me. Okay, if I don't slow his progress down right here, Tim's going to belly out. Again, get a tight underhook on me, or maybe even go for a single leg. Okay, so as he digs for that underhook, I'm going to slow his progress down here, and I'm going to take a big step, just like how we did for the solo drill. And as he comes to get up, okay, I'm spinning around the back here. Okay, so when I land in this position, notice how my chest is nice and low. I want to aim for my chest to be right in the middle of his back. So even if Tim wanted to right now, he wanted to try and get his back to the floor to avoid the back take, he's going to have a hard time. Okay, I can also thread the needle here and come up to my toes. All right, this helps me put all my weight into Tim. Again, so if you wanted to avoid the back take right here, it's pretty difficult. Okay, from here I can get my seatbelt in. Okay, get a nice chair sit and the back take. Okay, but that's a totally separate drill. For now, we're just working on the top spin. Okay, so just focusing on the movement as your opponent starts to belly out. All right, avoiding his power and transitioning to the back. Okay, so one more time here. Tim's digging for that underhook. T-Rex my arms. I step all the way over the head here. Okay, notice my top elbow, my left elbow in this case. I'm going to look to plant it right by Tim's hip, his bottom hip here, as I spin. Okay, ending up in this position here. I call this the S position, just like how we did for the solo drill. So now to get some flow going with this drill, I'm going to have Tim, I'm going to loosen up my pressure here so he is able to get his back to the mat. I'm going to square off, and we end up in the same position on the other side. Tim's going to dig for his underhook. Again, T-Rex arms, step across, okay, back down, okay, square back off, and Tim keeps the process going. All right, a couple more times. And so notice, you guys, how this drill, I'm avoiding Tim's power. As he goes to belly up into me, I don't want to get single legged or end up on the bottom position. As he comes to sit up, I'm looking to take his back. Alright guys, I'm busting out the dummy for this last drill here, but this is going to be our third drill. This is going to be the knee belly switch. This is a great movement drill. I'm going to post my hands either on my opponent or on the mat. I'm looking to keep my hips nice and light, so my weight's going to go on the hands here. And I can start to windshield wiper from side to side here. Common mistake when doing this one for beginners is I see them jumping a lot and they're creating too much space for the person on the bottom. Okay, so I want to try and avoid doing this. And one reason is for safety. I don't want to be hurting my opponent, jamming my knee into his belly all the time. Two is for when you're actually rolling live, it's very easy for this person to regain their guard if you're giving them that much space. Okay, so I'm going to post my hands again on him. All right, we're on the mat. I'm going to quickly switch from side to side here. Okay, so if you notice, I'm not really giving this guy a chance to get his guard back because I'm quickly windshield wipering my feet from side to side. A lot of times when we're in the side control here, it's very important to know how to float. Hey, because big guys, you know, if I'm glued to Tim here, sometimes they're just big and strong enough to grab you and to flip you over. Okay, so super important to know how to kind of go with the flow and just kind of float on top of them. All right, so kind of a similar concept to the previous drill. I want to avoid his power. Okay, so if I'm in knee belly here, right, Tim might push on my knee, or he might just look to get an underhook. Right, he's looking to explode up. Right, if I stay here, I'm fighting Tim's power the whole way. Okay, so this isn't good. Okay, so as I see Tim start to turn into me, okay, if I want, again, I can post my hands on him or on the ground, hit a quick knee belly switch. Okay, and now if he was still turning that way, okay, his power is away from me. Okay, so again, if he decided to turn into me, all right, I just hit a quick switch. Again, I'm avoiding his power zone. Okay, so notice how my knee is either knee in the breadbasket, or I can go knee across the center line here if I want. My outside knee is off the mat. Okay, I don't get any points in competition for having my knee down. I want to make sure my knee is off the mat here, my foot's posted like a rudder. So if Tim does decide to kind of move around, yeah, I can follow him here. There's my outside foot. Again, but for the drill, make sure you have a good partner on the bottom. They're just going to turn side to side. And all I'm going to do is switch from back and forth. Okay, so here we go one more time. Again, avoiding the power zone. And depending on how nice you want to be with this, again, if I want to be more of a dick, I can ride my knee in his breadbasket. You'll hear a nice sound from the guy on the bottom. Or if you want to be a little cleaner, you can ride your shin all the way across the belt line. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to give that like button a slap and a fist bump. And if you guys want more videos on how to survive and thrive against the biggest guys in your gym, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you stay in the loop, choke, and you don't miss out on weekly videos. Thanks for watching guys, and remember, victory always tastes better when you're the underdog.